Hey guys, Jan here, and today we are talking records that changed your life. And for me, being today is the 25th year anniversary that Kurt Cobain, the lead singer of Nirvana, took his own life. The record that Nirvana put out that changed my life was, of course, Nevermind. An amazing, awesome CD, and I'm going to share you my stories on why this record changed my life. Nirvana first came to my radar in 1995 in grade 5. A lady who was in our class, she was in grade 6. We were in a 5-6 split. She brought in some Nirvana CDs. She was absolutely passionate about Nirvana. Talked about it, did projects, did writing stories, everything like that. Thought it was kind of cool. I had heard of Nirvana. I knew that they were like the biggest thing in the world. Didn't know nothing more about that. For also the first time I heard a lot of the Kurt Cobain jokes, because she was very upset about them. So anyway, got to see the CDs and stuff. I didn't think much of it. Later on in that year, we got C-band satellite, and MTV2 was a new thing, and all they did was play music videos. So they played quite a set of Nirvana stuff. So almost all the Nirvana videos one day. Didn't do anything for me. Didn't turn my crank at all. I was like, well, I know they're big. I respect the fact that they've changed a lot of stuff in the music world. Not my thing. Fast forward, grade 7. We were a feeder school, so kids from other schools would introduce themselves into our school, moving on to the high school in the following year. A young gentleman with long hair, his name's Steve, became my best buddy in the whole wide world. Loved Nirvana, and he had Nirvana's Nevermind. He'd listened to it. He loved it. He loved Nirvana as well. And he's like, man, you like music. You got to check out Nirvana's Nevermind. And I was like, oh, I've heard it before, man. I don't like it. He says, no, try it, man. I think you're going to like it. So listened to Nirvana, took it home, put the headphones on, absolutely fell in love. It just exposed me to this music I'd heard before, never respected. I heard so many new things. I'm now turning, getting close to turning 12, 13 years old. Things are changing. You're starting to kind of think differently, be inspired by different stuff, and listening to "Smells Like Teen Spirit," like, yeah, that's a damn good song, right? And then go into "Come As You Are" wasn't a big thing for me. "In Bloom," I thought that was a groovy tune. "Lithium" blew my friggin' mind. "Polly" was a nice, cool, slow song. "Territorial Pissing" I thought was absolutely stunning. "Drain You," "Lounge Act," "Stay Away," those were my absolute favorite songs. "Something in the Way" of the song I listened to every night just to kind of cool down. Just absolutely loved these songs. I played it to death. This was a time when folks like the kids, we didn't have a lot of money. We weren't going out and buying new CDs. There was this thing called Columbia House where you could buy new CDs through the mail. You would get these deals, get 20 free CDs, have to buy so many at full cost. Nobody ever did that. But you would see Nirvana records there, and your parents wouldn't let you get them, or whatever reason, you didn't have the money. So we had used CD stores. Guys, the kids today aren't knowing, probably don't know what these are, but us older folks, we know exactly what this was. It was a store full of used CDs in these wooden bins. They were all up on their edges, and you would flip through them trying to find your favorite. My mother would take me to every used CD store in the county trying to find Nirvana records, and I was very, very lucky to have my mother was supportive of my interest in music. She got me some other Nirvana records. And Sets Aside, Unplugged in New York were very common. Nevermind was hard to come by. A lot of people still held on to these. Imagine my excitement when one day when I did get my very own Nirvana's Nevermind, my own personal copy. This is the one. I've had it. This is, I don't want to say it was an original 1991 CD release. I don't know that. I can't prove it. I open up, but screw it. It is what it is now, right? But I played this to death, and I am sad to report the CD. This is how much I listened to this record and how much it meant to me. This is 1997 when I got this CD. It stayed with me. It was in every single car and CD player I owned. It was in my 1999 Pontiac Sunfire when it was stolen and then burned just down the road. I lost that CD. So I have the case. The lucky thing was I did learn that if you insert a CD into your PC and open up Windows Media Player, it will ask you if you'd like to rip it to MP3 on your hard drive. So I still have this CD in its original files on my computer. So I'm not lost. And if I ever do find another Nevermind, I will get it just so I have another physical hard copy. But this was just awesome. The CD cover is what some would consider to be provocative. It's a naked child on the front. This was absolutely far beyond departed what I was used to seeing. The most provocative thing I'd ever seen was Meatloaf's Battered to Hell, and we'll do that one another day. But I was a huge Garth Brooks fan. I'm used to country music. I'm used to an artist's promptly displayed on the front of their record. This had nothing to do with the guys on the record. I didn't know who they were. Really cool, funky art on the back. This crazy monkey, all the stories behind that, guys. You can look online what that's all about. David Graffett Company, the logo in 3D, which is absolutely stunningly cool. Let's see, try to get this thing out of here. On the back cover, Kurt Cobain giving a finger. A bunch of grungy, dirty-looking dudes. Like, this was just weird, right? Crazy artwork and pictures. This was nothing I'd seen before. This was just something that just threw a switch inside, turned me into an animal. I love it. And you know what got me from there was Nirvana is awesome. Kurt Cobain is left-handed. I am left-handed. Kurt Cobain plays shitty old scrappy guitars. I want to play a shitty scrappy guitar. I went out, I got a guitar. I learned just about every song off of Nevermind. I played it to death. I could play it note for note in the record. Absolutely loved it. That put me onto Nirvana. From Nirvana led me into, my friend Steve turned me on to Bush, then into all of that 90s alternative rock. That progressed into goth heavy metal, industrial metal, heavy metal, thrash metal, Pantera, Slayer. The list would just goes on and on and on. It was a gateway that moved me forward. It changed the way I was thinking. I grew my hair long. I started wearing grungy t-shirts, holed pants, scruffy shoes. I just wanted to be and look like Kurt Cobain. I adored everything that he did. I respected all of his material, his art. It got me thinking. I became more creative. It was just a great time. Now, as things happen, you get older. Some of us grow up. Some of us choose not to. I got older. I grew up, but I still listen to Nirvana all the time. I always start with Nevermind. I work my way up. I celebrate the life of Kurt Cobain every April 5th, and I celebrate Kurt Cobain's birthday February 20th every year. I always think Nirvana, always listen to it. Nirvana went from being the heaviest, craziest thing I listened to being now something when I'm in my early teens. It was aggressive, it was hard, it was heavy, it was just punk rock, it was screw you, I'm listening to whatever I want, to now being 35, I listen to Nirvana to just unwind, to cool down, to listen to good storytelling melody songs. Just a breath of fresh air. To me, it has held its place in time. It has grown with its fans, even though the music is now legendary. I mean, Nirvana's hit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Dave Grohl, the Foo Fighters, has moved and brought what I felt Nirvana probably would have metamorphosed into the future. Maybe not. Maybe that's kind of crazy. God knows. But it was just an amazing thing. It turned me on to so many different things. And I feel without this record, my path would have been totally different. For the best, maybe for the worst, maybe. We don't know. But this record, to me, changed my life. I'm glad I had the opportunity to listen to it and allow it to influence me. If you haven't listened to this record, or if you haven't listened to it, go get it, download it, steal it, whatever the people do these days. Have a listen, and if you are a longtime fan, guys, pop it into your CD player, or fire up the computer and fire up the MP3s and have a listen. Guys, in the comments below, let me know about your favorite Nirvana's Nevermind story. All right, guys, tune in next time when we review another CD or record that's changed my life.